Sally.
And I'm Alan.
And we are Sal and Al.
The Wool Slayers.
I was waiting for the box to go and it didn't. Anyway,
Okay.
we're going to try this. So far, not good.
Yeah, this is weird.
It's weird.
I'm so glad we're back together. But it's like, how do we do this again?
For sure. And the box, the green box is distracting me for some reason. It wasn't when we did it. We did a test run. And it didn't bother me at all, but for some reason I'm focusing on it this time. I think because I don't want to do that thing where like two people talk and it cuts off. So I'm like trying to be conscious of the box and I need to just stop because I'm just like staring at it.
Yeah, because it's just two of us, so I think it won't be as bad.
Yeah, hopefully. But I'm an interrupter anyway, which is a bad habit, and it's even worse on Zoom. So I'm trying to be conscious of not interrupting. So anyway, I have no clue what episode this is.
64, I think, maybe 65. It's in the 60s.
Yeah. So welcome. It's our first time ever trying to do a dual screen. We always said we wouldn't do it, and finally, this is just going on way too long. So we're giving it a shot.
And I realized when I podcast with my mom last time, I was like, it's so much more fun with somebody. I don't want to do it by myself anymore.
I can't just talk into the void anymore. Like, I'm just terrible at it. They were getting shorter and shorter because I'm just like, okay, here you go. Okay, bye. Like, I can't just talk to myself like that. I need someone to talk to.
Right. So, and I'm not funny. It'd be funny without somebody.
I'm not funny. That's a funny thing to say. So maybe you are funny. So yeah.
Social media and all that?
Yes. You can find me on Ravelry as Sally Wren.
And I'm Alan Loves Yarn.
We have Instagram and Facebook. Instagram is at Wool Slayers Podcast. Facebook and Ravelry groups are both Sal and Al. The Wool Slayers. It's more of a Facebook page, really. Nothing really happens there.
We post about camp, like when camp's coming.
Right. Mainly it just flows from Instagram. So if you're following us on Instagram, that's enough. Camp. I miss camp. Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe.
Although, honestly, at this point, I'm not optimistic about any of it ever happening ever again.
You probably heard this, but I just saw this morning that Tarrant County has instituted mandatory masks.
Yep, in businesses.
You're in Tarrant County, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been wearing one in business, anytime I go in anywhere. So it's not going to change my life, except hopefully people will, I don't know, not roll their eyes at people wearing masks. So yeah. I do have a fail. Do you have a fail?
I do not have a fail. Well, I kind of have a fail, but
I mean, mine's like a fail for now.
Me too. Yeah.
It was an attempt at something. It's not knitting, but it's yarn related. So here, let me pick it up. Okay.
Oh, tassel earrings.
Yes. Well, the reason it's a fail is because I wanted to do this like macrame braid across, and then you end it the same way, like poofing it out like that. This is DK yarn. This is Suburban Stitcher. I think this is Jane. So it's a fail because I ended up failing at the braid, but it's kind of cute.
It is.
I don't know that it would, I think it might kind of fall apart if I actually wore them. I think it would kind of start to, because they're just like tied on there. So, but it's the start of something. I think I was struggling because the tutorial I was using used actual macrame cord.
Oh, yeah.
And I was using DK weight yarn and like having to double it to try to get the thickness. And so I was using 2 strands where she was only using 1. And I was just like, I am not getting that. I'm not getting it. It was just too confusing. But I'm intrigued enough to try again maybe when I get better or different yarn, different material. But I have all kinds of shapes of earrings. I have teardrops. I don't know if you can see those, but teardrops, triangles, and circles.
Oh,
And they're
cool.
and I have them in silver, gold, and like rubbed bronze, I think.
Ooh.
Oh, I really need to get good at this because I have a crap ton of earring blanks.
Well, and everything's hard the first time, right?
Right. Yeah. But I really think if I could figure, like, I want to wear something like that. Like, that is very me.
Yeah.
And I really want to use my scraps.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'm going to actually be able to use scraps.
Well, could you use a heavier weight yarn, like a worsted, and not
But
have
that's the thing is I don't have scraps. You know what I mean? Like,
to?
all my pretty stuff that I want to use is in DK and fingering because that's what I'd buy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me
I'm
too.
sure I have worsted, but like, I don't want to make earrings out of it.
Right. Yeah. All my worsted that I would use is in my giant blanket. So
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I really, really want to use like my pretty DK and stuff, but we'll see. We'll see. It's a fail for now. I'm not giving up, but I was like, okay. It just got irritating, and so I just cut it.
and it might be that it has to be blocked.
I did block it.
Oh, you did block it. Oh, okay.
Not before.
No, after. Because like a tassel will look all janky until you.
Yeah, no, I'm pleased with how this looks.
Oh, okay.
But it's not. I couldn't macrame it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Like I think the fluffiness of it is cute and
Yeah. You
but
just don't
it's not
stable.
right because the one I was following had like a braid. You took one strand here and braided it all the way across, so it kept it on the earring, and it was just much cuter. And then it still ended this way,
okay.
or the ends were all fluffy.
Okay.
Yeah. So my fail is that I just couldn't figure out the braiding part because I was using like maybe even did I quadruple strand it to try to get that fat? Maybe it was double, but anyway, it was trying to follow a tutorial that's using one strand and I have two. I would get like 2 knots over and then I'm like, wait, I think I messed up. Yeah. So I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Or I won't.
I know. I'm excited. I want you to figure out and then send me the tutorial that did it best for you because that I could wear the.
And I can send you earring blanks too.
Yeah.
Because I have plenty. I got like, I don't even know. It's a 70 piece.
So oh my gosh.
Well, that's all there was on Amazon. So it's 35 earrings.
I'll buy some off of you because yeah, you need
I will give them to you.
Every color.
Yes, and I have the little hooks too. Like this is like the
yeah.
part that goes in your ear. I just didn't put the other one together because I don't think I'm actually gonna wear it. But
right.
It's like the start of. I'm like intrigued enough by it.
Right. I love the idea of using the yarn. You know me and scraps. I want to use it all.
I wonder if I should try like the kind of macrame, like the one that I did that kind of goes whoop whoop like that. Like wouldn't that be so?
That would be cool.
So pretty.
And it would have more texture. Like it would look more macrame, whereas that looked, I thought it was just tassels tied on.
It basically looks like, yeah.
Right.
Because I just stopped.
Right.
So I was just like, and I just cut it into like a V.
Okay.
And flipped it. Yeah.
I love it. Love it. Well, I'll talk about my fail when we get to whips.
Oh, okay. Okay. So sleighs. Do you have a sleigh?
I have a sleigh. Y'all have seen it a million other times, but I finally blocked it. My Terrell Dago.
Oh, it looks so good.
Oh my God, blocking made such a difference, of course.
Yes, that one. Oh, I mean, blocking always.
Always.
But that lace. Oh.
Yeah. And so what I did was I did put a wire through the end here.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted it to be really flat and really straight.
Right.
I didn't want to have pin, just even little pokey parts. So I put a wire on the end and then I put a wire here through the bottom of the lace.
I think
and
I
then
did.
the other direction.
I don't remember blocking mine, actually. I mean, I know I did. It's back there. It's right there.
I don't think you used wires, and I don't think I necessarily needed them. It just made it easier to pin out.
Yeah, it for sure makes it easier. Once you get that wire in there, it makes it easier to. I don't remember. I like cannot remember blocking mine. I can't even picture it blocking. So much has happened.
For sure, you blocked it.
I know I blocked it.
Oh, it didn't come.
Every time.
I use those super sharp scissors that we got from Hill Country Weavers, and I'm always so scared with those because they are so sharp and they're so pointy that I'm like, oh my God, if my hand shakes at all while I'm cutting, I'm gonna get like the garment and it is done at that point. Like, so I need to not use them.
And they're big. They're like a big handle.
Yeah, but because they're so sharp. It's
they're great. But yeah, you gotta be careful. It looks so good.
Oh, I love it.
I just love it. It's got everything.
It does.
Such a good pattern.
It is a great pattern. I will say I don't love the way my edges look in the stripes where you carry the yarn. I think what I would do, except you wouldn't do it in the lace section, is I guess you could add to the lace section. I don't know. I feel like I really, really liked. Oh, good, you have it right there.
Yeah. My edges look kind of weird too, so don't feel.
They're just messy looking.
Yeah.
There's no way to make them not look messy.
Because you're carrying up so far. Right. Yeah. Mine looks exactly the same as yours.
But I loved that treatment that I did on one of them where there was a yarn over and then like 3 stockinette stitches, and that caused that yarn over and the 3 stockinette caused it to curl just to that yarn over.
Oh, that looks really
and it looked like I-cord. And so it just finished off really nicely. So I almost, and like that would hide the color changes. Excuse me, the yarn I carried all the way up the edge, it would roll in. So I might do that next time, just to
trying to give my girl some modesty back there.
Right.
She had it all hanging out. It doesn't bother me once it's on, but when you're like looking at it, it's like, oh, those edges look a little weird.
Right. And nobody's going to look that closely at it at all.
Honestly, they kind of curl in.
Well, mine were curling the other way. Like I really had to pin them flat because otherwise they were curling onto the
showing the wrong side.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Thank you. The other thing I did, because I typically on the right hand side when I'm striping and I get to, when you're going back with a new color, I have started doing a yarn over before I start the new color and then dropping the yarn over when I get back, because otherwise that side is tight. And even when I try not to pull too hard on the new color, it doesn't matter. It's too tight. So that extra yarn over has really helped. So the shape was really nice. It was weird though when I was blocking it. I'm like, that is the strangest looking shape.
It's weird. It like kind of like takes a left, like dog legs.
Yes.
Very weird. Yeah. So, it was one of those that when you're knitting it, you're going, I don't even know what this is gonna look like. Like it's like.
Well, I thought it would be more like birds of a feather, but it really doesn't. It does that weird turn.
And it's almost a boomerang, but like not. It's weird.
But it doesn't make it difficult to wear. Like
I think it makes it easier to wear because it kind of like curves.
Right.
Yeah. I love it.
No, I'm very, very happy. And of course it feels great because it's blocked. Like it's so drapey and it just could not have turned out better. I am so excited. And I was excited that my color work turned out well down here. Because I just never know until I block it if it
looks great.
Or not. And I did an amazing job on this.
Yep.
So yeah.
Excellent job.
Very happy. And that, I don't think it was my first time to purl back on color work, but purling on color work is very, for me, it was difficult. So
that was my first time doing flat color work
uh-huh.
with that pattern, and I think my only time. I don't think I've done it since. And I mean, I didn't look up any tutorials. Like it was easy, but it was weird.
Yeah, it doesn't flow.
Yeah, I was glad it was only like this much.
I know.
Because a lot of it, because you do have to like really pay attention and like make sure you're, yeah. It's not just purling. It's like purling, but like really paying attention.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So that's my sleigh.
I love it. Do you have any more?
Nope, that's my. Well, no, I guess I do. I have one more.
Okay. I do have a sleigh finally. Like my first one since quarantine, or might be my second. I finished my Columbina.
That is so cool looking.
Isn't it? It looks woven. I can't get over it. And it is blocked and it is huge. Like it grew and grew and grew. It's longer than my wingspan by probably 1.5 feet.
Oh, wow.
So it's big.
Yeah.
Which was really surprising to me. It didn't feel that big when I was knitting it. And then this is like a really cool, I'm drowning in my hair. This is like a cool mosaic knitting.
And is the mosaic stretchy at all, or is it tight?
I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, it is stretchy. Okay.
I mean, the edge is like a normal tight. It's not like freakishly tight. But the actual mosaic is just as stretchy as the garter, really. Okay. And then it has a cute little picot edge. Yeah. I almost didn't do it, and then I was like, no, I like, because I just wanted to be done. But I'm glad that I did. It adds just a little something. Yeah. Extra,
Yeah, and it looks good. I love a picot edge.
I do too, and it really didn't take that long. This is a really like the picots are spread apart, so it really didn't add that much to the time it took to do it.
Right.
I think it's really cute.
It is. It's great.
And I have yarn left over, so this one called for a skein and a half of the main color, and I definitely needed the skein and a half, but I probably have 1/4 of a skein left.
Oh, wow.
So that's fun. And I think that's a good like boy color. Like I might put sock heels or something for Mitch. And then I had a ton of the green. Oh, wow. Probably have at least half a skein of the emerald. So I kind of was wondering wouldn't that make cute boy socks?
Oh yeah, that really would.
I really struggle with like boy colors. I mean, Mitch would wear a rainbow. He doesn't care. But like I want to give him something he like truly likes, and I really think I could make him some like
for sure
shorty. He loves hand knit ankle socks. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm thinking that would be a good use of those leftovers, or I could just keep this, and this would be a great contrast color in something someday. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I have other socks I need to knit him. Like he had picked out like blue and white stripe, and I never did knit. So I should probably knit the ones he picked first. Right. Whoopsies. Yeah. So yeah, it felt really good for my soul to like get this done. And so I've really been struggling this whole time mentally. So this was like a nice little boost. Mm-hmm. And it's different. It's so different. It's not my normal color. Well, the gray. It's mosaic, which I love color work, and it was different because it was mosaic and not fair isle. I don't know, it was just really fun. Like I wanted to be done, but I really enjoyed knitting it. I've become such a process knitter that's all that matters. Like I really don't care about the finished. I used to want to wear it that day. Right. Now I'm like, whatever, I don't even care if I ever wear this. I love it, but it was all about the knitting it. It's weird.
Right. I can't believe how you've switched like that. I mean, I
know.
can't imagine switching.
Just one Yeah, it was just one day.
Yeah.
I was suddenly like, I don't care. I just care about the actual knitting of it. That's all I care about.
Right.
But yeah, really, really, this was Amba O'Brien. It's called Columbina. And I bought these colors at Vogue Knit Live in New York. Remember when we used to go to yarn festivals?
I know.
And in case you're curious, the yarns were the the background gray speckle is Lavender Loon in Rearview Mirror. Rearview Mirror is color, and this was 150 gram skein. And the green emeraldy color was Indie Yarn Company in the colorway Undercurrent. And I got them both from like a booth, knit locally. Oh, you know what I just realized? The Indie Yarn Company, I bought this in New York, but it says hand dyed in Texas.
I've never heard of them.
Me either. Until that day, yeah. So anyway, I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Yeah.
So it has traveled. It started here. Who knows where the yarn came from, and then it was dyed here, traveled to New York. I bought it, brought it back.
Right. Brought it home.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm super pleased with start to finish.
Yeah.
Loved knitting it. Loved the finished project. So.
It looks great. Really great.
Thank you.
Okay. I have been making these thingies.
Oh, is that like mask?
The mask saber thingy that goes in the back and you hook your mask around the buttons.
Yes. I almost made some because the mask I had like hair ties.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I love the way it fits, but they were hurting my ears. But then I got a different mask that's made out of like t-shirt material. And even this part that goes around your ear is t-shirt material. Oh, it's like butter. It feels so good. Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm gonna have to remember that because the mask I have, it has elastic, but she put Velcro where the elastic is, so that if the elastic wears out from all the hot washing, you can replace it. So like I could replace it with a t-shirt. But it started because there's a group of us in my neighborhood that we've just known each other since our kids were little. And so we're on this WhatsApp group and we're always chatting. And we were talking about masks because we were talking about going back to school and, you know, like, what are they going to do? And if they go, we're going to need like 1,500 masks because they are going to have to change them every day.
Yeah.
And we're not going to do laundry every day. And one of them piped up and said about how masks are really hard for her boys because they have hearing aids. And I didn't think about it.
No, I hadn't even thought of that.
I know, me either. And like one of them might even have glasses also. So it's like hearing aids and glasses stems, like trying to get more stuff behind his ears.
Bless his little ears.
No. So I was like, oh, I'll make you these things. You know, because I was like, they're little. That'll be fast.
Are you crocheting them?
I did. I crocheted them. And
cute.
And so, and then I just used buttons. Like these buttons don't match. I just used buttons from my.
Yeah, that's what I would do too.
Yeah. So, so the group there's 17 of us in it. And I was like, and if anybody else wants one, just let me know.
Uh-oh. Here they come. I need 8.
So a friend of mine in the group, she crochets and she's like, I'll come over, we'll do these together. So, but by the time I counted it up, it was 27 of them. So, but then 2 friends hadn't jumped on the train. So after I posted, okay, everybody's done, come pick them up from my porch, they were like, can I get some? So then I had to make 6 more.
Oh my God.
But they really do go super, super fast.
I mean, is it like 10 minutes? Like, how much does it take?
It's probably 10 minutes with me picking buttons and sewing the buttons on, like
Okay.
the whole thing. It's like 45 crochet stitches. But I'm really excited about this. So a long time ago, I bought a Craftsy class that was foundation crochet stitches. And what it is, normally you do a chain and then you got to go back in the chain with whatever your first row is. And I always struggle with that because I can't get the hook through, and I got to find the two on top. And so anyway, so I'm like, okay, this is the perfect time to figure this out, because I had to do half double crochet on the way back. So I'm like, I am struggling. It took me forever to do the first one. Well, I watched a YouTube video on how to do a foundation half double crochet chain. Game changer.
Okay.
I mean, it is so much easier. So if anybody is a crocheter, learn how to do foundation chains, because oh my God, so much faster. So I was actually making them 3-to-1 to the crocheter because she couldn't figure out the foundation chain. We had a few cocktails. So,
I would need to make 27 of the same thing.
I know.
Even if they just take 5 minutes, like, ugh, that's ugh.
It was fine. It really was. And it takes like 3 yards of yarn. Like
Nice.
no yarn at all. And so use cotton so that you can wash them on high, on heat, without melting them, which acrylic would, or felting them, which wool would. So
a felted one would be kind of cute though.
I know, it wouldn't be bad, but you got to plan for it.
You have to make it bigger than it needed to be.
Yeah. And I did think about that because there were a couple of colors I didn't have in cotton, but I was like, no.
It's a lot. You have to think about it more because you have to make it too big so that it shrinks down and like, ugh.
Exactly. So, and so I was excited also to use the cotton yarn I have, because I don't make washcloths, and I don't know why I have so much cotton. Like, it just kind of ends up in my stash for some reason.
Yeah.
And again, it's good yarn, so I can't get rid of it. So I made Mask Mates was the pattern. I
also heard them called ear savers because they keep it from being behind your ear.
Yeah. There are knitted patterns out there for it. And in fact, one of them was garter stitch. And I'm like, I can do a garter stitch back and forth, but I wasn't sure if that would stretch too much.
Yeah, I wonder if they take into account that it would stretch. I don't know. I looked at them too because, again, my one was hurting my ears, and I still might make one because I want to have 2 masks, you know. So.
Yeah, but I went with the crochet just because it's stable.
Right.
I know how to do it. So.
Right.
So that's the other thing I've been working on.
Yeah, I would say so. Okay. Whips.
Whips.
What do you have?
I have the same whips, the same 2 whips. So,
let me show mine. I have one that's the same. Oh, no, that's the finished one.
Right.
We're getting there. I have not been working very much on these, but I'm gonna finish them. We're going on our lake. We are going up to the lake this year. We were questioning whether we were gonna go because of everything, but we are going to go, and I'm gonna stay with my mother-in-law. So this will get done. I don't know why I'm just not working on it.
Right.
So I'm taking that with me.
Good.
Okay.
You finish sock when you get back.
For sure. If not hopefully more than just one.
Right. Right.
Because I'm taking, so we leave in like 3 days. And so I've gathered up the knitting I'm going to take and like wound it up and everything. And I am taking some Kirby Werby sock yarn to hopefully bust out at least one sock.
Right.
Plus finish that one.
I got to figure out what I'm going to do because I'm taking Cade to Weebler's residency camp, and it's a lot of sitting around watching kids do their activities, and I need something small to carry with me around the camp, and yet it needs to be easy, but I don't want to do it.
What about your scrap?
It's so long now.
It's not fun. It's not fun to
Yeah.
It's not small anymore.
Well, and I'm out of yarn. So
No, I should have brought you the lights that Lisa gave us and that bag of scraps I have for you. I should have brought those out to you and dropped them on your porch.
and I said, like, don't worry. Well, it'll be fine. And
That was in April.
Oh. I know. So, okay. Do you see that muscle popping out right there when I lift my blanket?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, it's full. There's no extra yarn in here. This is all blanket.
Wow. And though I have that same bag, so I know how big that is.
Right?
That's a lot.
So.
Oh my God.
I mean, look at this. It's huge.
God. It looks like one of those like parachutes they do at PE.
Well, so last time you didn't watch this, but so we named it. We named it Sadie, but I've changed the name because when I look at it like this, doesn't it look like Audrey from Little Shop of Horrors?
I was gonna say it looks like the piranha plant. Totally.
Like that's the mouth.
Yes, I see it. I had already thought piranha plant before you even said that.
So this is the one that I have a fail on.
Oh no.
Well, because you don't know this. You haven't watched any of them. My cables kept breaking because it's knit picks and they're old and plastic.
And it's 10,000 pounds.
And yeah, and it's 1,000 pounds, and I'm shoving the stitches like a hold and pull, and so I broke 2 within like 10 minutes after the last time after my mom and I recorded. Like that night, I broke 2 more. So then I was like, man, I need to be much more careful. So I was being really careful, and I got another like 2 weeks out of the cords. I finally broke enough that like I can't knit on it anymore.
Oh no.
I need to go get, so I looked at my needle stash. I'm shaking the table. I looked at my needle stash and I had this other shorter size 11. And then this is the main cable going all the way around. And it's fine that the cables are breaking because like I will gift those needle tips to somebody who loves knit picks. Like I'm fine to not ever knit with those cables again. So, and I mean, I guess realistically I've got 3 cables connected here. So there's still a couple cables left. So I need to go, I was gonna go to Fiber Lady in Louisville, and because they carry like all the ChowGoo. So I was gonna get like whatever the longest cable is of ChowGoo and size 11 tips because I don't have those. Like my set only goes up to 8. I didn't buy the full range. So I haven't done that yet.
So you can't knit on it right now?
Because I can't add any more stitches to it. It's too tight on the.
How big is it going to be when it's done?
I think it'll be king size.
King size?
Maybe queen.
Holy crap.
Because, I mean, I just don't know, right?
Like, are you following a pattern?
It's the same one Libby's making. It's the giant square scrap blanket.
So it doesn't say though, like that this should be.
It's as big as you make it. Like you can just.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I'm probably 2/3 of the way through the yarn, but you can see like the stripes are getting smaller. I mean, also it depends on how much yarn I have.
Right.
But like, it's just so big around that any amount of yarn I have just can't make it around that far.
Right. Wow.
Like a Cascade 220 lasts about 5 rounds.
A whole skein.
A whole skein. Yeah. I know. So
this is gonna be like the blanket that ate Manhattan. I am obsessed. I want you to, when it's done, I want to just jump in it like a pile of leaves.
It is going to be, it's like a weighted blanket.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it totally is.
Oh my God.
And at first I was like, oh man, I should have stopped when I ran out of all the bright colors, all these fun bright colors.
Oh,
But I
I think it'll
really,
look cool.
I like the white. Like,
Yeah.
I was surprised. My mom said put that in there, and she was right. It really does look good, and it helps. I don't know. I'm doing darker. It's darker colors from here on, and then at the end I have some turquoise and pink. And so when I get finished with the darker colors, I'm gonna start my border, which will be the brighter colors, and that's gonna be like a 2x2 ribbing all the way around.
Oh my gosh. Do you know how many stitches are, you haven't counted. You probably don't want to know.
I don't know. I don't think I do. I could count between like one section of increases,
Yeah.
to mitered square. So I could count on one section and assume the others have the same. It would not be an accurate assumption because
Right.
I know like I've missed some increases and
You just kind of like, fingers crossed it's a square when I'm done.
exactly. Exactly. But I think the overall effect will be fine.
Yes.
So
Yes. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. It's like a Santa sack.
oh my God, totally. It totally is. You're right.
Because right then when you like picked it up and moved it, it just was, all I could see was red really. And it just looks like a big red Santa sack.
Yep.
God, you are crazy.
I love it though. Like I'm
It's
obsessed.
so fun.
And I love tying on the next one and using up another ball. I mean, but okay. Let's talk about Ravelry for a second, having their update.
Yeah.
I am totally fine with the changes they made.
Yeah.
Aesthetically. Like I'll get used to it. It'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I am just so happy that Ravelry is still Ravelry and it's free and it's there. So I am not going to complain.
No.
There's been a lot of people complaining. I'm not going to complain. There is one feature that is no longer there.
Oh, what is it? I haven't honestly, I like saw it, but I haven't spent much time on Ravelry.
So it used to, on your project page, excuse me, it's allergies. We got a plastic shield in front of me.
This is why we're separate.
Exactly. So on your project page, at the top, it would keep a running total of the number of yards.
Oh, and you used that. Yeah, you used that. See, I would have never noticed.
Because this has, I mean, I keep adding, when I use a yarn, I add it to the project page. And it's not there anymore. I can't find it. They have moved a few things around. Like,
I was going to say, surely they didn't get rid of that because surely.
I sent them a message.
Yeah.
I need this back, please. And I can't be the only one that uses that because lots of people make scrap projects and lots of people use projects that have multiple yarns in them and you want to know the total yardage. Maybe you have to download the information or look at it in a different view. I don't know, but please give me back that feature.
I do know that you can, I do know that there's a way to switch back to classic Ravelry. Did you find that?
I did. I tried it and it's not there.
Oh my.
Yeah. So the whole switch back to classic Ravelry is really just the skin of it. It's not
the colors. Gotcha.
It's not the functionality. Yeah. Because I tried. There's a couple other things that I want to tell you all about just because I figured like it was like, hey, I want this. And I figured out where it was. So in your stash, when I would go look at my stash, it would be beautiful pictures and it would have a little blurb about it under like how much yardage you had. And because a lot of the times when I'm looking at a project, I would look at my stash on Ravelry and I sort it by how much yardage. And so I just scroll until I get to where, okay, this is enough yardage for this project. Don't look above it because that's not going to be enough. So you have to change the view to small thumbnails and it's defaulted to large thumbnails, which is the normal size that we're used to looking at. But when you put it to small thumbnails, they're just a tiny bit smaller. They're still a good size thumbnail. And then that data is there.
So when they're large, it's just pictures. It doesn't
pictures.
have the little.
It's pictures and name.
Interesting. Okay.
But it doesn't have any of the data. So gotcha. I was very happy to find that.
That is a good tip.
Yeah. And then it used to be also that to move your yarn, you could just hover over that data and select move yarn. Like if I wanted to move it from in my stash to all used up, because I'm using up some yarn. So that also is only on the small thumbnail. Or
interesting.
Yeah. Now this is good. It used to only be on the outside listing thumbnail page that you could move your yarn. Now it's also in the page for your stash. And it's a link on the right, kind of like not right at the top, but a little bit below. And it's a link that says in stash. You click on that and then you can change. You can move it.
That's always been there.
Has that?
That's, yeah. Because it would be it was a drop down.
This looks like a link now.
Oh, okay. So it used to be
into a selection. Like you don't have to, it doesn't take you anywhere.
It used to be if you were in the page for your yarn, like a certain yarn, over to the right, up at the top, close to the top, it was a drop down, and you could move it to like gifted, all used up, or whatever.
I always did it on the outside.
I've done it from the outside too, but you could always do it from inside too.
Okay.
You probably just didn't notice it because now it like looks better or whatever.
Well, because I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
I had the thumbnail. I'm like, but surely I can move it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, if you want any of that stuff available on your thumbnail page, you have to change the view to the smaller thumbnail.
That's a good tip.
So,
I would have not done that.
I was just trying everything.
Right.
You just need to see this. So
spread the word. That's a good tip.
Yeah. So that's why, I looked everywhere to try to find that addition, that accumulation of how much yardage was in a project, and I couldn't find it. I haven't heard anything from them, but I'm sure they've gotten a million messages.
Oh, I'm sure.
So
I'm sure. Well, let us know. Keep us updated on when they respond about that.
And maybe it's there and I just can't find it. So if somebody knows where
that'd be great.
Please,
that would be the best case scenario, is that you just can't find it. You know what I mean? It's there. The worst case scenario is they're like, it's gone.
Right.
Forever.
But I just can't imagine, because
you wouldn't think.
Like when I think about my starting point shawl, like the only reason, there were five yarns in that. And yes, I could go add them up manually, and I could do the same for this, but there's like 30 yarns in this one. Can a computer do it for me, please? So
it's 2020.
Yeah. Okay, I have one more whip. Do you have another whip?
I do. I have one.
Ooh. Whip. Oh, good. It's new then, right?
It's new. Okay, so since I've become a process knitter, since I've been super depressed, I'm just gonna, you guys, I'm suffering from depression. I was like, okay, so I finished my Columbina and felt just lost. What am I gonna do? And so I went and I stared at my stash and I was like, okay, I want bright colors. So I want something fun. It's summer. I need some happy colors. I want to use up some yarn. I want to use up yarn. It needs to get out of my stash. So I was like, okay, there's two criteria. What am I going to do? So I'm looking, pulling stuff out. I had pulled out some colors for that Susie White shawl, that Wherever I Wander.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And they just weren't they're beautiful. And I think I know which colors I want to use, but they were not happy. It was more like moody and dramatic and romantic kind of. And I was like, no, I need some hot pink. So, or, something. So finally I pulled out, I had this big bundle that I've had for like 3 years. It was a kit. From what's her name? Hugh Loco.
Oh.
I had the Hugh Loco, That's What She Said kit that I bought forever ago. And because it was a collaboration with Hugh Loco, the Grocery Girls, and Curious Handmaid. Helen, what's her name? Helen Stewart?
Helen Stewart.
Okay. To make the surprise party shawl. Surprise party. So that's what I'm making. I'm actually gonna make the like thing I bought it for. I'll let you put a picture in because all I have is so it's 2 skeins of the main color, which I'll show you my extra one. This is the main color. Not showing up great. There, that's better.
Oh yeah.
So it's like a gray, a tonal gray with light and darker grays, and then there's hot pink, purple, like a grayish. It's crazy. It's lots of it. And then, so there's 2 skeins of that in this kit. Then there's, I think, 5 or 6 contrast colors.
Oh.
So there's hot pink, dark gray. Oh, sorry, I shook the camera. Oh, look at this one.
Oh, look at that.
It's showing up blue, but it's electric purple.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks blue on my screen.
It looks a little blue, but
it's not blue. It's neon or electric purple is the only way I can describe it. It's crazy.
Prince purple.
Yes. And then this is like fuchsia. I don't know if that's showing up. Fuchsia. And then the grayish, kind of lighter gray beige color. So I was like, perfect. It's got gray, which I love. It's got speckle, which is fun. It's got hot pink and electric purple and fuchsia, right? And it gets 2 full skeins and 4 mini skeins out of my stash. Yes, this is the winner. So I picked it and I got a good start on it. I've only been knitting on it a few days, but you know Helen Stewart with her checklist, and it's just perfect. As a process knitter, it is just perfect because I've already put in the main color and 3 contrast colors and the little check marks. Like, you just feel so accomplished, and it's just really doing positive things for my brain. So here's what I got.
Ooh.
And I love a half circle shawl. Like,
You love
always,
it?
yeah.
Wearing it?
I don't know. I gave away the only other one I've ever made. Gave it to my grandmother.
Oh, wait, you gave away the teal one with the gold flecks in it that was.
Oh no, that one's more of a.
That's not a half circle?
Half of a hexagon.
Oh.
The other Helen Stewart, the mystery snow melt or something like that. It was a mystery and it was a half circle, and that's the only other one I've done, I think, and my grandmother asked for it.
Yeah.
But we'll see. They always start out looking a little wonky, but that'll block.
Yeah.
But so there's the main color.
Oh, it looks great.
And I love this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm starting to make these stripes. So there's the hot pink, the dark gray, and the electric purple. And I'm just loving it. It feels so good. Like, the yarn itself feels really great. The pattern's fun to check off. It's super easy. Like, nothing's been, hard.
Right,
Some of these are just knit rows. Like, there's a lot of just knitting, which is nice. And then every once in a while you do something fun like eyelets or something.
Uh-huh.
It's just been great. It was a great choice.
And the colors were already matched for you, so you didn't have to
Yes,
figure it out.
I didn't have to stress about, like, will these look good together? Like, they were literally dyed. to be together. It was perfect. I was like,
That's awesome.
yes. And it got a huge, because they were all bundled together like this in my stash. It just took a huge chunk out of my stash. I love seeing my stash deplete.
That's why I love this blanket so much.
Yes, I
got
bet. Oops,
30 yards out of there.
yes, just get rid of them. I mean,
and it sounds terrible to say that because it's like I love knitting and I love yarn and that's why I have so much of it. So it's not that I just want to like get rid of it. It's
no, I get it. I'm the same way.
You want a stash bust. You don't want to just
yes. And like, especially yarn that you've been staring at it for 3 years, 3 years plus.
Right.
You know, it's like, it needs to just go, it be a thing, like be a project, not just sit there.
Right.
You know? And I think moving really made me, it was like, oh my God, packing up all these, and I routinely like toss my stash, like spread it out and go through it and get rid of things. I'm always getting rid of things. But still, you know, I'm never going to get rid of that kit because I love it. I need to knit it. That, you know, so it's just like, why do we hold on to this stuff? Yeah. And I don't like stuff anyway. And so, sorry, I dropped a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I was like, okay, I'm really excited about this one. And I was afraid that I would be like, oh, you know, usually once you've matched something up for that long, I usually never, if it goes a year and I haven't made the thing, like that yarn's I'm over the thing and I want to make something else with it. Right. But this one I actually was like, no, I really like that shawl.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have one more whip and it's nothing new, but I have made progress on the baby dress.
Oh,
so
cute.
This is the front of it and I'm just knitting at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll probably have to do at least one more increase. This is my second ball. And wait, that's wrong. This is my third ball.
Oh.
I have one more left. So when I finish this, I'm going to do the ruffle with the next ball and then continue down because I want to make sure the ruffle's done. If I don't have enough, I think I'll have enough. But if I don't have enough, then I'll stripe in something on the hem. Mm-hmm. And it calls for just a regular, I think they do like how there's some garter here. Mm-hmm. I think they do that on the edge. But I'm thinking about doing a picot bind off.
That would be really cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little girl, and yes, there's ruffle on it, but, you know, picots are really good. So
why not? Cute. That's really, it looks so good.
It's definitely the 6 to 9 month size, which is fine.
That probably will be perfect.
Yeah, it might be. So she's due June 6th now. She was due June 15th, but she's.
Do you mean July?
Yeah, July. Yeah. Yeah, July.
It's June 25th.
Right. But she's breached, so they're going to do a C-section. Not scheduled on July 6th. So I have some time. I'll probably finish it this weekend.
Yeah,
especially and now that I'm at the like plain stockinette and I can't knit on the blanket.
Yeah, not knitting on the blanket. You'll be like, I guess I'll knit the dress.
Right.
I think that'll be perfect. Like, you know, if you made it any smaller, it would be too hot.
Maybe. Yeah, it's a cotton rayon.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So if it's 6 to 9 months, that would put her in January to March, which is fine. You put a long sleeve.
I was going to say like a little long sleeve onesie under it would be so cute.
Right. So I'm excited. It looks good.
Yeah.
I'll see them this weekend, so I could possibly give it to them this weekend, but we'll see.
Cute.
So yeah.
Yeah. Can't wait to see a picture of her in it. I know we have to wait a while, but.
Right. And I don't want to, like, I'm dying to cast on the tank that I want to make, which you don't know about because you didn't watch it.
You're making me feel bad, okay? I'm not watching anything. I'm not watching TV. I'm not watching podcasts. I'm not watching anything.
I don't mean to, but like I want people to know, like the reason I'm explaining to Sally.
Oh, gotcha. Yes. Okay. I have not watched my own podcast. I'm sorry. I wasn't in it. I don't even want to watch it when I am in it.
I know, that's right. You don't.
I really don't watch it.
So I bought whole scarn yarn. Remember when we were at the Sated Sheep after camp?
Oh, I have some.
Yeah.
Yeah. What color did you get?
Oh, wait. Well, I got 6 colors to make a sweater, a cardigan sweater.
Oh, fun.
But actually the tank I want to make is out of Knitting for Olive, which I hadn't heard of until this, because this was originally made out of Knitting for Olive.
Oh,
And then I show up at Sated Sheep and they have Knitting for Olive yarn, which is a cotton merino. It's 55% cotton, 45% merino, and they said that it really is cool enough for our Texas climate. So we'll see. Cool. But I want to make a tank, and maybe that tank is what I should take to scout camp, because it won't take up a ton of space. It uses like 150 grams. I think each ball is 50 grams. And so
that might be a good one.
Yeah. And it has lace at the bottom, and it's bottom up. So you do the lace, and then it is just like knitting with some decreases.
That might be your solution to your, what am I going to take?
So, and then that way I might finish it while it's still hot.
That would be nice.
And I could wear it.
That would be nice.
So, yeah.
So I think that's it for knitting. I do have this is what I'm taking with me to the lake.
Oh,
all my knitting.
Wow. Oh, okay.
I'm taking, so I took the scrap blanket out of this for now, but what I did is I put like, I don't know, maybe 12 scrap balls and the blanket in this.
Your blanket's in there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so impressive. That bag is amazing. It's like a Mary Poppins bag.
And it actually has, so this is like yarn I'm taking with me. This isn't even scrap. This isn't even for the scrap blanket. So yeah, my blanket.
Wow.
But my blanket's fingering weight, so it's less.
I know, but still you have so much of it.
Yeah, and so there's scraps in here. And then I have my blanket in here. This bag is amazing.
It is amazing.
And then just in the top I'm going to make a shawl. So I put the yarn. This is Zombie Prom.
Oh, yes. I love Zombie Prom.
Yeah. It's in the top. And then this is the Kirby Werby that I'm going to make socks out of. So it's in the top. And because what I'll do is like, I'm also taking like the Cascarones socks to be finished. And so then I'll put the new yarn in this bag.
Right.
So it doesn't need a bag yet. And then I'm also taking my Spectrum that I completely forgot. No, Spectrum? What's it called? No, Luke. It's called Luke.
Yeah. I'm like, no,
I completely forgot about it. And I was looking at yarn to take to the lake and was like, oh my God, I haven't touched this in months.
No, you haven't, because my mom started and finished one.
Yeah, I forgot.
She talked about it. Yeah. So
I'm going to hopefully finish or work on this at the lake. And then
that'll be really good for the lake.
I think so. So that's
knitting.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So I've got it all in my basket.
Nice.
Ready to go. I haven't packed any clothes or anything, but my knitting's ready to go.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love planning knitting.
I do too.
Almost as much fun as knitting.
It's a little stressful to plan for like a month, but I definitely have plenty.
Well, yeah, and considering you like, maybe it'll change once you're in a different location, but like you haven't been knitting much anyway.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, I've knit one shawl in 3 months, so yeah.
So it's plenty. I'm
packing as if my mojo is coming back.
Right.
So we'll see.
I hope it does.
Yeah. I mean, I'm excited about my knitting. I just don't choose to pick it up as much anymore.
Right. I know. I know. I've been through those periods too.
So
Trophies?
trophy. I have no trophies.
I don't either.
Yeah,
No trophies.
no trophies.
I did my shopping last time.
Yeah, I did my shopping like DFW Fiberfest weekend online, and then I haven't really. I don't think I've bought anything
Except
since then.
macrame.
Yeah, I did try to order the yarn to make the Baby Yoda, and I got the green, but then the cream color for his little tunic got lost in the mail, and I just never reordered it.
Who'd you order it from?
Amazon.
Oh, okay.
I got my money back,
Right.
but it got lost, and so I got a refund for it, and then just never. I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know if I'll reorder it.
You weren't dying to knit it at the moment.
Not really.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so Weeby Freebies.
Yep.
Okay, so normally Sally looks at my phone while I'm talking about them. So
I can
I'm
look them up.
hold my phone up for Sally to see, but y'all aren't going to see that because I'm going to have pictures showing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, so I didn't really have a theme because I've kind of used all my themes for now. So I just went in and I sorted my freebies by when they were added to Ravelry. So these have been on Ravelry the longest. So we're going to give them some love. The first is an all over lace scarf called the Harai scarf.
Ooh.
Sally, I was trying to put it up to your face.
It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't work that way.
We really need to be in person.
We really do.
We struggle enough when we're in person. This is too much.
I know. I don't know if I'll do all over lace ever because
especially a scarf.
Yeah, and especially a scarf.
I barely can do a scarf when it's just regular, like plain. Oh.
Right. I know.
But it is very pretty and very cool that it's free.
And it's mohair.
So. Ooh, that's actually a plus for me.
Right? I love lace mohair. It's
amazing. I do.
So, okay, then lamb shoes. So they're little baby slippers that are lamb shoes. I mean, I might have to make these for the baby, for my niece.
Yeah, I think you need to. That's really cute.
They are so cute. Okay, this one, Fair Isle hat.
Ooh.
It is called Mini Mochi Fair Isle hat, which I don't know what it has to do with Mini Mochi, but
I feel like I've seen that one. That's cute.
You might have. I don't know, but I wouldn't do it in the colors they had. So that throws me off. I gotta think like.
Oh, see, it doesn't for me. For me, I'm instantly improving it with my colors.
Right. Exactly. Okay, this thistle cap.
Cute.
And the model is a baby.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it goes up to adult sizes also, but it looks pretty easy and
yeah.
Do that. It is free.
It's free.
Okay, I'm not even going to try to say this one because it's in another language. But the pattern is in English. So the other language is German, and I can't even. But it's a washcloth that is, and I'm going to pull up the right one. It has a brioche texture to it almost.
Cute.
And I just love, look at that. The pictures, they did really well with the pictures that they used.
I know you don't make washcloths, but I have made a few, and they really are superior. Like,
oh yeah,
scrubbing. Like, they do my countertops so much better.
My mom makes them for me. So
yeah, they're so good.
I highly agree. I mean,
yeah,
that's all I use. And what I love about it, and I made some like scrubby shaped ones out of acrylic yarn that I really like. But I also like the small cotton washcloths that my mom's made. What I like about it is that I must have 10 probably between what I made and what my mom made. And I throw them in with the rags and wash them on sanitize. So it's not like you have a smelly sponge around all the time.
Right. No, I and that looks like it would scrub really good.
Right. Maybe I should make one.
Send me the link since you can't pronounce it out for show notes. Just send me the links.
Right. Well, I'll have the name. It's
Oh, okay, that's true.
Flappin' Knock Oma's muster. And I'm sorry,
Yes,
I'm not trying to be rude about other languages.
it's not our fault that we can't speak German.
I just can't say it.
That's
Okay,
hilarious.
then 3S shawl, which has, they used a beautiful yarn in it. Let me see. There's another picture. It has a picot bind off.
Yeah, I saw that. That's very cute.
It has eyelets and picot. It actually looks very similar to the Raina shawl.
It does. I've made that one.
Okay.
And I instantly thought of it when you showed me that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say my mom made the Raina shawl, and I've had the Raina shawl in my queue I've had it in my queue forever, matched up with yarn that I think would be great. I watched her make that shawl, and you tell me, because you've made it also, it looked boring as all heck to knit.
I don't know. I made it so long ago. I made it when I was still a pretty new knitter. So it was perfect. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't boring because I was still learning.
Right. And still like gripping your needles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't remember it being boring. It's very small.
It was small, and she was so ready to be finished, and was like, this was really boring. And so watching her knit it, I was like, yeah, thank God I watched her knit it, because I would have been so unhappy.
Yeah, I made it so long ago. I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the process at all.
The next one is called Dark Side Cowl, and it has a really neat texture to it. And it uses Aran weight yarn.
Ooh.
So it
that would go fast.
Yeah, it would go really fast. And it's close in, like you would wear it under a jacket. So cool. That's it. Those have been on Ravelry the longest, and they need some love.
Yeah, very cool.
Or they don't. They might have like 4,000 projects done already, but
maybe. I mean, you had to find them somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
So someone talked about them, or you stumbled upon them somehow. But
exactly.
But, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like, especially the little slippers.
I know, the little lammies.
I would totally wear those.
Well, they had adult sizes.
Yeah. I'm like, I would totally wear those. I could make green ones since I might not be making Yoda anymore.
That's right. Totally could. Actually, depending on how you do the face, you could, because it's got the floppy ears, you can make it a Yoda.
Just make it work. Right. I'm going to hack it.
Right. Exactly.
I love it. Okay, well, this was really much more fun than talking to myself.
Yes, this was so much better. I hope people like it, because we're going to have to do this until we can be together. Like, we can't be individual again.
The cool thing is we can do this while I'm at the lake.
Yeah.
Where usually we take July off.
Right.
Maybe since we've taken March, April, and May off, maybe we can not take off anymore.
Yeah.
We'll just do it this way until
next year.
Vaccine happens or something.
No. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't.
I know.
Yeah, this was really fun.
Maybe that's why you didn't have your mojo, because we weren't together to like give each other energy about.
Honestly, I really think that was a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not even
able to go to knitting group, like. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's almost like having so much time made me not use my time wisely. Do you know what I mean? It was like, well, I'm just going to play on my phone for 7 hours.
Yeah. When you don't have the pressure of needing.
Because I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. We've gotten way lazy around here. Because I was just like, why not?
Right.
Like, my kids are eating breakfast at like 10 a.m. Like, it's just like, whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah, I need to get back into like maybe having this more regular, more like old times. Maybe that'll help.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay.
Well, all right.
Bye, guys.
Don't forget to sanitize. Don't forget to slay.
Bye.
Bye.
How do we do this?
Start it? I don't know. Okay. Ready?
I look so much taller than you.
You do. This is never an issue when we're in person.
Oh, I know.
How's that? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good?
Good.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sally. Nope. Try again.